Welcome to GoodNight Tales.
The boy who always talks back.
Tommy was an intelligent and curious boy, but he had one big problem. He always talked back. Whether it was his parents, teachers, or even his friends, he always had something to say in return. If his mother asked him to do something, he would argue. If his teacher corrected him, he would roll his eyes. Even when his friends gave him advice, he would dismiss it with a sarcastic remark. One evening, Tommy's mother asked him to clean his room.
Tommy, your room is a mess. Please clean it up before dinner.
I'll do it later, Mom,
Tommy replied, without even looking up from his video game.
But you always say that and never do it.
Ugh, it's my room. Why do you care so much?
He snapped. His mother sighed and shook her head. She had tried many times to make him understand, but Tommy always had a response. The next day at school, Tommy's teacher noticed him running in the hallway.
Tommy, no running in the halls.
But everyone else is doing it.
Tommy said, not slowing down.
Rules are for everyone, including you.
The teacher said firmly. Tommy groaned but still didn't listen. Later that week, Tommy's class was planning to go on a field trip to the zoo. He was excited and couldn't wait to see all the animals. Before going, the teacher gathered the students and said,
Listen carefully, everyone. The zoo is a big place, and there are many safety rules. Stay with your group at all times and do not wander off.
Yes, ma'am.
The students chorused. Tommy, however, smirked.
I don't need to be told what to do. I can take care of myself.
The next day, they reached the zoo. Tommy was fascinated by the different animals, the playful monkeys, the colorful parrots, and the giant elephants. But soon, he grew impatient.
Ugh, this is so slow. I want to see the lions already.
Be patient, Tommy. We'll get there soon.
I don't want to wait. I know the way. I'll just go ahead.
It is dangerous for children to wander alone in the zoo.
I'll be fine.
Tommy said dismissively and walked off without telling anyone. At first, Tommy felt confident. He followed the signs toward the lion exhibit, but the zoo was bigger than he thought. After a few turns, he realized he didn't recognize anything around him. The paths all looked the same, and the other visitors didn't seem familiar. He was lost. Panic set in. His heart pounded as he looked around, trying to find his classmates. Then, he heard a deep, rumbling growl. He turned and saw the lion's enclosure. A huge lion stood near the glass, staring at him with its golden eyes. Tommy suddenly felt small and scared.
Help! Help!
He shouted, his voice trembling. A zookeeper nearby heard him and rushed over.
Are you lost, young man?
The zookeeper asked kindly. Tommy nodded, too scared to talk back this time. The zookeeper used his radio to contact his teacher.
Hello, ma'am. I heard you are looking for your lost student, Tommy. He is with me safe near the lion's enclosure. Please come and get him from me.
Within minutes, she and the rest of the class arrived.
Tommy, we were so worried.
I'm sorry.
Tommy mumbled, his face red with embarrassment.
Tommy, if you had just listened and stayed with the group, this wouldn't have happened.
Tommy looked down, ashamed. He realized that talking back and ignoring rules had only led to trouble. That night, Tommy thought about everything that had happened. He remembered his mother asking him to clean his room, his teacher telling him not to run, and Jake warning him not to wander off. He had ignored them all, and ended up scared and lost because of it. The next morning, when his mother asked him to clean his room, he took a deep breath and said,
Okay, Mom, I'll do it now.
His mother was surprised but happy. Tommy had finally learned an important lesson. Listening and respecting others didn't make him weak. It made him wiser. Moral of the story: talking back doesn't make you smarter. Respecting others and listening carefully can help you stay safe and make better choices.
A boy and the mulberry tree.
Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, there was a grand old mulberry tree standing tall at the edge of the village. It had been there for generations, providing cool shade, sweet berries, and a place for children to play. Among them was a young boy named Tom, who loved the tree dearly. Every day, he would sit beneath its wide branches, talking to it as if it were his best friend.
Hello, old friend. How are you today?
Tom would ask, running his fingers over the tree's rough bark.
I am well, Tom. What adventures shall we have today?
The tree would reply in a gentle, whispering voice, carried by the wind rustling through its leaves. Tom would laugh and play under the tree's shade, telling it stories and sharing his dreams. The mulberry tree, in return, would sway its branches, drop ripe berries for him, and whisper secrets of the wind and sky. But one day, Tom overheard the village elders talking.
This old mulberry tree is taking up too much space.
It's time we call the woodcutter to chop it down and make room for a new well.
Tom's heart sank. He ran to the tree and hugged it tightly.
They're planning to cut you down. What should we do?
The mulberry tree thought for a moment.
We shall not give up so easily, Tom. Let us use a little trick to scare them away.
Together, Tom and the tree came up with a clever plan.
We will spread the word that this tree has magical powers.
Tom said, eyes shining with mischief. The next day, when the woodcutter arrived, Tom and the tree put their plan into action. When the woodcutter was about to begin his work, Tom warned.
Beware, this is no ordinary tree. It has magical powers.
Suddenly, the tree rustled its leaves fiercely, and a strong gust of wind blew, sending the woodcutter flying back. The branches swayed wildly, creaking and groaning, as if the tree itself were alive and protesting against an unseen force. The woodcutter's eyes widened in fear.
Our magical tree! Oh no, the spirits. I don't want to anger them.
He shouted, dropping his axe and running away as fast as he could. The village people, hearing the commotion, rushed over. Tom quickly added,
Yes, this tree is special and protects our village. If we harm it, who knows what might happen?
The villagers, now scared of the tree's so-called magical powers, decided to leave it alone. From that day on, they treated the old mulberry tree with great respect and even hung colorful ribbons on its branches as a sign of good luck. Tom smiled at his dear friend and whispered,
We did it, you're safe now.
The tree's leaves rustled happily in reply, and from then on, Tom and the mulberry tree remained the best of friends, sharing their laughter and stories under its shady branches for many more years to come.
Hello, kids. While this is a magical story, it teaches us a valuable lesson. We should never cut trees and should always appreciate how much they do for us and how they protect nature. Trees are the lungs of our planet. They breathe in harmful air and give us fresh air to breathe. They offer us shade, fruits and flowers, and they provide a home for birds. They even hold the earth with their roots and help prevent soil erosion.
Lily gets a golden reward for her amazing honesty.
In a small, sun-scorched town, there lived a young girl named Lilly. She was known for her kindness, always polite, respectful, and a shining example of good manners. No matter how tough things were, Lilly never forgot to say please and thank you to everyone she met. One summer, a severe drought struck the town, and everyone struggled. Water was scarce, crops failed, and people faced hunger. But there was one man who was determined to help. His name was Mr. Armin, a wealthy man who lived in a large house at the edge of the town. Every evening at 6 p.m., he would stand outside his house and distribute loaves of bread to the townspeople. At first, everyone was grateful, But as time passed, the desperation grew. People rushed to the house in a hurry, sometimes even brawling to get their share. It became a frenzy every day. Lily, however, was different. Every evening, she would patiently wait her turn, never pushing or shoving. When it was her time, she would approach Mr. Armin with a smile, receive her loaf of bread, and always say, "Thank you for your kindness, sir." She would then turn and walk away without fuss or complaint. One evening, Mr. Armin noticed her again. He had been observing her behavior for a week now, and he was struck by her calmness and politeness in the midst of all the chaos.
Why is she so well behaved? Could she be as good as she seems?
Mr. Armin muttered to himself. Curious, he decided to test her. The next day, he baked a loaf of bread, but with a hidden twist, a gold coin inside. He waited for Lily to come by, and as usual, she took her loaf, thanked him, and walked away. As soon as she got home, Lily opened the loaf, and her eyes widened in surprise when she found the gold coin inside. But without a second thought, she quickly rushed back to Mr. Armin's house.
Mr. Armin, I believe this was accidentally placed inside the loaf. I wanted to return it to you.
Are you sure? That coin is worth a lot of money.
Yes, sir. It doesn't belong to me.
The man was taken aback, but he smiled warmly.
You are truly an honest young girl. Not many would have done what you did,
he said, his voice filled with admiration. But his curiosity was only growing. He wanted to know more about this well-behaved girl. So he decided to follow her quietly one evening after she left. Lily led him to a modest house at the edge of the town. Mr. Armin peered through the window and saw an elderly woman lying in bed, looking frail and ill. Lily entered the house and immediately went to the woman, tending to her needs and giving her some medicine. With a soft smile, Lily said,
Don't worry, Grandma. You'll feel better soon.
The rich man's heart softened as he watched the young girl care for the old woman. He had never seen someone so selfless at such a young age. A few moments later, Mr. Armin knocked on the door. Startled, Lily opened it to find him standing there.
Good evening, Lily.
Good evening, Mr. Armin. What a surprise. Please, come in.
Who is it, my dear?
Grandma, he is the kind man who gives out bread every evening.
How are you feeling?
Mr. Armin looked at them with concern.
Weaker. Lily cares for me, but she had to leave school. She takes small jobs to buy medicine for me.
Moved by her dedication, Mr. Armin said,
Lily, I want to help you because you are so honest and kind. I'll cover your education expenses, ensure that your grandmother gets the best care, and help you return to school.
Tears welled in Lily's eyes.
Sir, that's too much.
You deserve it, Lily. Your kindness has truly touched my heart, and I'm happy to help. I have no doubt that your future will be as bright as your heart.
True to his word, Mr. Armin arranged medical care for the grandmother, and Lily resumed her studies. As life improved, she promised to carry his kindness forward, just as he had done for her. And while Mr. Armin continued to help many others in the town, it was Lily and her family who reminded him of the true value of kindness. He was grateful for all the blessings in his life, and was more certain than ever that his wealth was meant to help people like Lily and her grandmother, those who truly needed it.
Tom the lazy boy.
In a quiet village, there was a boy named Tom who was very lazy. He avoided work, never helped at home, and spent most of his time lying under a big apple tree. One afternoon, Tom was hungry but too lazy to go home for food. He noticed a big red apple hanging from a low branch. His mouth watered, but instead of reaching up to pluck it, he said to himself,
I will wait for it to fall.
So he lay down and waited. Minutes passed, then hours. The sun began to set. The apple still clung to the branch, swaying gently in the wind. A little squirrel came by, looked at Tom, and then jumped up to grab a nut from the tree. A bird fluttered down, pecked at a berry, and flew away. Even an ant climbed up a stalk of grass to carry a crumb back to its home. But Tom just lay there, staring at the apple, waiting. Finally, his stomach growled loudly. He groaned and muttered,
"This is taking too long."
At last, he stood up, stretched, and, pluck, took the apple himself. The moment he took a bite, he realized something important.
If I had just reached for it earlier, I wouldn't have been hungry for so long.
That day on, Tom decided that waiting for things to happen was foolish. If he wanted something, he had to get up and work for it. And so the lazy boy became a little less lazy. Moral: opportunities are like apples. If you wait too long, you might go hungry.